Good morning, guys. Lesson number 2. Remember, you are responsible for your own learning. This is Ms. Barai, so I'm going to help you through another easy concept. At this point, you should have already completed the slope and similar triangles practice sheet. If you haven't done that, let the sub know. Make sure you either get it back or you turn it in if you took it for homework. But that needs to get done ASAP. So that's ASAP, like today, to make sure we can get grades in for you for this week. Now, this one shouldn't take that long, and I think this one might be the easiest thing we've learned thus far. So this is basically finding y-intercept. We've been finding slope. Now we're going to find the y-intercept, and it's actually very easy. So follow along. At this point, you should have this paper. It should take us no more than about 6 or 7 minutes to do this, and then you'll have time to practice. So the y-intercept is the value of y. Is the value of y when x is equal to 0. So you're basically looking for something that looks like this. The value of y when x is equal to 0. So you're looking for what number is partners with the 0. When your x is 0, you're looking for what number of y is your partner. So you have x equal to 0 and y. You want to know what is that partner for the 0. So most commonly, it is the part where it crosses the y-axis. So you'll see it in just a few minutes. This is what it looks like in an ordered pair or a coordinate or in a table. But on a graph, we're looking for it to look something like this, because you're looking for when when x is 0. So you go to your x-axis, and x is 0 right here in the center at the origin. So your y-intercept can either be above it on the y-axis or below it on the y-axis. So it could be here, it could be here. It's really just wherever your line crosses the y-axis. It can even cross here in the center. That means your y-intercept would be 0. So let's explore a few more, but we're really just, let me put a different color there. We're really just highlighting where the x value is 0, the y value has a different number. Sometimes it's 0, sometimes it's something else. So let's take a look at the first set of a table. In a table, you're looking for, visually, you're looking for a 0 with some number. That's what you're looking for. So if you look at this first table and we scan the x values, I can see right away that my y-intercept is at 0, 0. That means that the line or a point will cross the y-axis when x is 0, y is 0. That's dead center. That's how easy it is. Then go to the next table. Let's go to the one on the bottom. Let's look for, sorry guys, there's a mosquito in here. I'm trying to kill it. All right, so let's look at this one. Where is our y-intercept? You're scanning. Here it is, 0. When your x is 0, what is your y value? Your y value is going to be -5. So let's go to this next table right over here. All right, take a quick second. If you please pause the video. Take a second and look at this table right here and find me the y-intercept. All right, at this time, you probably already should have talked with your neighbor. And if you notice that you can't see any x values of 0 in this table, x values of 4, 8, 12, 16, there is no 0. So you have to do what you know and figure out how you can find that 0 pattern. So you're going to go ahead and take a look. So we're going 16, 12. If you notice that it is decreasing, so maybe if we notice in your, as you're going with your slopes, you notice that it is increasing by 4. So if I went backwards, possibly, could I get to 0? Yes, so let's do this side. So what's it increasing by over here? You guys have your calculator, so while we're waiting, go ahead and figure out what is the change in y. So we have 11.04 minus 5.52. And you get 5.52. So over here, oops, let me get the other color. So this one is changing by $5.52. $5.52, $5.52. 52 cents. So if I were to go backwards on both of them by the same rate, what would I do here? 4 minus 4, that would give me 0. Hey, that's exactly what I want. So then here, 552 minus 552, I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to also get, again, 0. It doesn't always have to be at 0, 0, and you'll learn that as we go along next week. But we do know that our y-intercept is going to be at when x is 0 and y is 0, also known as the origin, and you'll see that in just a second. So when x is 0, y is 0, let me put the little ordered pair, and you're good to go for that one. So if you don't see your y-intercept, you have to know the skills or whatever it takes to get back to the 0. So some of them are a little tricky. These are easy, but some of them are a little tricky. If we scan, -4, -3, -2, -1, yep, there it is, 0, 5. There's your y-intercept. You're good to go with that one. See, tables are easy. On a graph, if you scroll down on your paper, on a graph, you're looking for, look for when the line crosses the, and this is the most important, y-axis. Let me get my yellow so that we can, and this is how easy this is. So you're looking for when the line crosses the y-axis. So when you see this, that's all you got to do. It's visual. So take a look at your graph and take a look at the first one. On the first one, if you notice, the y-axis is vertical. This one says f of x. It's an algebra way to say y. So you're looking for your y-axis, and it's that easy, guys. Look for the vertical line, look for the line, and where it crosses. Your y-intercept is at 0, 5. Let me zoom in a little bit more so that you can see that graph. At that point, the x value is 0, the y value is 5. All right, go ahead real quick, turn and talk to your partner. Do the next one. Where is the y-intercept located? All right, you should have noticed that your y-intercept is right here. However, there's no number there. What would you suggest our number is right there where my little yellow dot is? It is between 4 and 6. You should have said that it's at 5. So my y-intercept is at 0, 5. And sometimes they'll just ask you for the y value. You can just put 5. Sometimes they ask you for the coordinate, so you got to know both. Go ahead. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds. Go ahead and take a look at the last two graphs and identify your y-intercept. All right, you should have identified on the first graph that it crosses the y-axis right here. On the bottom, there's no numbers, but we know that the center is the origin. This is -1, -2, so my y-intercept here is at, wrong marker, is at 0, -2. Everybody should have gotten that one. And for the last graph, if we take a look at it, here's our y-axis again. We look where it crosses, and it's already highlighted or written for us. This one is crossing at 0, 4. All right, that's basically tables and graphs. And I'm going to stop there, and I'll do another video real quick with your word problems that are on the bottom.